Hey guys, we're going to talk about our first way of reading notation for the guitar. This is tablature. Now, this tablature is different than you might see it if you look up some tabs online, because this is a modified tablature. It's going to be sort of like a bridge point between the tablature that is normal tablature, that just shows you where you put your fingers, and this idea that notes last for a certain amount of time and that we use notes in order to communicate that. So the first thing that we have to kind of know is that this tablature, and this is from the book that we have a classroom set of. So you need to find yours so you can take a look at it. But this tablature is the 6 strings, and those strings are kind of numbered in a strange way. It's almost as if we were, and you'll have to excuse my lame drawing, this is the head of the guitar. Oops, oh dear. That with one really long tuning mech. And so it's like you're laying the guitar straight on to the paper. And so that means that although we're used to our first string being down by our knees, in tablature, the first string is the top one. And that would mean that the 6th string is the bottom one. And that's great, but that can be just confusing at the beginning. So if you need to mark things, sometimes students will do that. Make sure if you mark it lightly in pencil so you can erase it. If you take a look at the next part, these are things that we are borrowing from standard notation. So you're going to see that we're going to notate that this is tablature, and that tells you right from the outset that these are the strings, and we're going to use these vertical lines every so often. They are called bar lines, and they divide the musical space into what we call measures. And then we're also going to use a couple of other things from standard notation. This idea that we have a time signature. Now, a time signature looks like it could be a fraction, 2 numbers, one on top of the other, and that top number tells us about how many beats we're going to expect to experience in each measure. That's called the meter, the grouping of the beat. And so we've been playing things once on every beat. We're going to continue that for a while, but when we have a 4 on the top in each measure, we're only expecting 4 beats worth of time. All right, and that's what this time signature is showing us. Now we're going to show us how we're going to modify what tablature usually is. Tablature usually is just a number. It'll be the number of the fret that you're using. Remember that in first position, the first 4 or 5 frets on the guitar, you're going to match the number of your finger on your left hand to the number of fret you're playing in. And so when they show you a specific number, like this one here, 3, on that specific string, you would be playing in the 3rd fret on the 1st string. Now remember, we're gonna start to learn about notes, and notes tell us how long something lasts. And they're symbols that you might be familiar with, but they're going to use this stem coming down from the number if it's equivalent to what we would call a quarter note. And I'll see if I can draw one for you here. A note head that is colored in with a stem going down. Oh, that's the lamest looking quarter note ever. See if I can make it look better. If you were a mouse, you could read that tiny quarter note. So that's equivalent to a quarter note. This thing that looks like a lollipop is supposed to be equivalent to a half note. And in a time signature like 4/4, the one they've showed us, quarter notes get 1 beat and half notes get 2 beats. So when you are looking and seeing what number, that means which fret, which line it's on, that's the string number, and then how long it's going to last. This is going to take a little bit of time, so sometimes it makes sense to look at it without the instrument in your hand. That way you can see what the music is telling you logically before you have to go play it. Good luck!